Hey guys, Desolate Magic here, still catching up with all the big reveals from yesterday. Let's talk about what we know about Battlebond. I'm going to start with the most important stuff. One, the actual preview season for Battlebond, where spoilers start, is May 22nd. That's right. That is, in fact, this Tuesday, so watch for some big spoilers. So the other important facts are, first of all, the release date, which is June 8th. Strangely not anywhere in this article. Had to look that one up myself. Secondly, it's a two-headed giant set. And third, it's the draft replacement set, I guess. I think they're still calling it the draft set, but I don't know. Honestly, I'd rather just do some kind of weird, like, sealed pool shared thing. Usually when I do, like, a two-headed giant thing, we just open a fat pack per team. Drafting as a team sounds like the most impossible, stupid thing ever. You'd have to, like, learn sign language or something. I don't know. I mean, the opponents can hear you, so you can't say anything. That's just stupid. So anyway, the artwork on the screen at the moment is Valor's Reach, or I should say the stadium at Valor's Reach. Looks pretty sweet. Looks like they took the Roman Colosseum and mixed it with Oblivion. So they introduced this as Battlebond is right around the corner after years of working on the set. Really, years, plural, really. It's finally time to start telling you a little bit about it, exclamation mark. Oh my god, calm the hell down. That arena up there, well, it's the place where competition happens. People journey from all across the plane of Kylem, which is, I believe, a new one. I've certainly never heard of it. But that's where they are, and they come to watch the combat take place in Valor's Reach. 2-on-2 is the pinnacle of the sport, and much like you and a friend will be teaming up to play Two-Headed Giant, the characters in Battlebond team up too. Kind of makes you wonder if there will be an actual storyline, because, I honestly don't really remember what Conspiracy 2 was. I think there was like an assassination plot and something else, and if there was a story, I didn't read it, but I feel like I would have. So maybe it was like some little mini story, some one chapter thing, and I just like missed it. I don't know. Too lazy to check too. So the first two card spoilers, let's just jump right into them. We've got Pure Imaginative Rascal and Toothy Imaginary Friend. Oh, that's so adorable. Just kidding. I'm not one of the Magic the Amateuring girls. But honestly, if Wizards paid me enough money, I'd go on camera, paint my hair blue, wear a maternity top or whatever the hell she was wearing, and then just do the worst acting job pretending to be excited ever, and then make cringy jokes. I mean, seriously, $100 I'll do it, Wizards. That's my final offer. Hit me up, bros. So this does display the mechanic, but let's not bury the lead here. How old does Pure look? I'm just gonna say not very old. Do they make children fight in this place? I mean, damn. I mean, some people just kind of got one of them faces. I mean, where they look like, you know, like a teenager when they're like 30. I mean, I shaved last week and I got carded to buy a Powerball ticket. You know what the golden rules of video games are that involve, like, we'll just say humanoids, basically? Don't fight children, and the children are indestructible. Skyrim, Fallout, I mean, I could go on. Trust me, video game companies do not want the bad press of, oh, this game's a child-killing game. It's evil. Video games are awful. They're what's wrong with all of society because I don't personally like them. So anyway, this kid with a knife tooth thing, what is going on there? Like, seriously, what actually is that? Is that a summoning tool for Toothy the Imaginary Friend? Because it looks like a tooth. On Oblivion, you can summon stuff in the arena, so I'll allow it. But anyway, Pure says partner with Toothy Imaginary Friend, and then in parentheses it describes what partner means. When this creature enters the battlefield, target player may put Toothy into their hand from their library, then shuffle it. So not onto the battlefield, but into their hand. So it's not free casting, but it's an auto, like, fetch, tutor, whatever. And now I don't believe this has ever been a mechanic, but I'm fairly certain that a couple cards have done this. There are, I know some like Desolation Twin and a couple others like that one General or whatever where they will just simply bring out a token when they enter play. But there have been fetchers, and I don't just mean like Relic Hunter or whatever that card was called. So not like all that new, but it's interesting. So get this. Toothy has partner as well. So if Toothy comes out, well, Pure will at least not come out, but be put into your partner's hand, basically. Your teammate theoretically would be doing this. Now that said, I mean, would they really? Because it says target player. You can just target yourself. So when this creature enters the battlefield, you may put Toothy into their hand from their library, then shuffle. So the whole thing is like teamwork, and I guess like, okay, Pure costs 3, Toothy costs 4, they're off color. theoretically they shouldn't both be in your deck, but I don't know. It would work if you absolutely had to do it that way. So get this. If one or more counters would be put on a permanent your team controls, which is a new phrase, that many plus one of each of those kinds of counters are put on that permanent instead. So appears basically hardened scales. And then Toothy, whenever you draw a card, put a 1/1 counter on Toothy. Holy crap. So in other words, put two 1/1 counters on it. When Toothy leaves the battlefield, draw a card for each 1/1 counter on it. Holy crap. And remember, flickering would trigger that without killing it. So that's a hell of a team, hell of a build-up, but they are 1/1s and they cost a ton of mana. Kinda. So, appropriately fair, balance, whatever, they're rares. Okay, cool. Here's the problem. This is allegedly a draft set, and I think they're pushing that way too hard. These cards would never in a million years meet up in a draft, okay? So let me reiterate in case you're not getting this. The problem with this was, and I say was because they did do something about it. Okay, you pull Pure from a pack. What is the probability that Toothy will be in one of the other packs? Astronomical is the answer to that question. So their main mechanic of cards going together and having partner is dead on arrival in a draft for their draft set. So what they did is basically they'll always be in a pack together is what they're saying. So the way they phrased it was, if you open one, you will always open the other one in the same pack. They come together. There are 11 pairs in the set, all at uncommon or higher, and when one shows up, they take the place of an uncommon, meaning that you will end up with plenty of double rare packs. Oh boy. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, wonderful, so I'll pull one card and then pass it. I hope my partner's sitting that direction from me. They fixed that too. Now you're also probably thinking, why didn't they just design something that isn't broken and stupid and non-working on arrival and gonna rig packs and cause pack mapping in the first place? That I don't have an answer for, and neither do they. Why are they trying to turn Two-Headed Giant into a draft format when literally nobody plays it that way? I don't have an answer for you on that either. But what I do have an answer for is in Two-Headed Giant Draft, you and your teammate pick 2 cards at a time, so you can always take the partners together. Unless, of course, they're not on color, because remember, in this example, they were green and blue. That just drops the sheer probability of getting one of these combos off straight down the toilet. Oh my gosh, you guys, thankfully they have clarified this, because I was so confused. In a one-on-one game, your team, which is written on the card, just means you. You're a team of 1, so it works just fine in one-on-one play. I was worried there for a second and totally didn't just assume that that's how it worked. If you're wondering still about Pure's age, they do use the phrase, much like this kid and his imaginary pet. That's right, a kid is fighting to the death. Okay, they didn't say to the death, it's actually probably not. But still, I mean, parents don't want their kids in, like, football because they might get a concussion. Battles with giant imaginary friends and teeth for some reason and, like, armor, and that just seems dangerous. Little bit. I can't wait to see what kind of degenerate, violent, moronic idiots live on this plane that this was a thing that happened. Later in the article, they say something that makes no sense to me about running 2 commanders. I think that was like a Commander 2016 thing or something. I don't even remember. I don't buy their stupid commander products. I can build my own deck, thanks, and every time they bring it out, it's just a bunch of OP garbage that people ruin commander with. So, I don't know. I guess Toothy and Pure can both be your commander. They made it really unclear. They said we're looking for ways to do it, and then they said, oh well, we did, but then they don't outline the rules. So it just says hyphen stay tuned for the rest, so I'll just do that. How about that? And if you thought just Wizards videos were cringy, clearly you haven't read their articles. Check this one out. I think you'll find partner with, not in double quotes by the way, which makes it a terrible sentence, adds a really great layer to the Two-Headed Giant drafting. Which, by the way, is not a thing. Nobody drafts Two-Headed Giant. Many high fives will be had. Hey, guess what, Wizards? I'd leave you hanging. So they also said something about a rules change, I guess. I don't know. They say normally in Two-Headed Giant, you use 5 packs per team to draft with and play sealed with 8 packs per team. Okay, first of all, this sentence makes absolutely no sense. And secondly, no, nobody in the entire history of Magic the Gathering has ever drafted Two-Headed Giant. That's the stupidest, most awkward, non-working thing. I don't think that even had rules before you made this article pretending it was a thing. And if you're about to go in the comment section and say, I drafted it one time, my store does that, shut up, you're the outlier, I don't want to hear about it. I mean, two-person drafting 2 cards at a time, what the hell even is that? I've never even heard of that. How does it even work? Oh, grab that card. It's good and will work with that other card you have. Like, that's about the level of detail you could get without giving away what you're picking, what colors, what cards, etc. Like, you can't just turn to your partner and be like, oh, no, you probably shouldn't pick that one. You should pick that one because it's more in line with your colors. Or, oh, you might have to drop blue and go red, actually. No, you can't say any of that because the other team is sitting at the table with you. So let me review this wonderful sentence again. Normally in Two-Headed Giant, you use 5 packs per team to draft with, and play sealed with 8 packs per team. So I guess what they mean is, like, if you're drafting, you use 5, and if it's sealed, you use 8, even though, once again, not a thing. Not even remotely correct. Two-Headed Giant is played with 1 fat pack of 10 boosters for the whole team, and you build 2 decks, or 2 pre-release kits. There is no other way that people have ever played this. Wizards is just pulling things straight out of their ass. And why am I giving them such a hard time and being so negative in this video? Because I'm sick today and I had to work all day. I worked for 14 hours straight. Well, if you count the Pokemon community event as work, and it was like 1 billion fucking degrees outside, and I'm pretty sure I have heat stroke. So the last thing I want to do is come read about this bullshit product that's not going to sell. Then again, I said draft only? That's stupid. I said that about unstable and about conspiracy, and what did they do? They put money in it because Wizards isn't stupid. Well, I mean, they're pretty damn stupid, but they're also greedy. So let me just explain this. This set is going to have fetch lands in it. That's the explanation. With Conspiracy, it was like Birds of Paradise, couple staples. It was a mini master set, basically, okay? Also, some killer commander cards. This one, they're just going to drop in fetch lands. I can virtually guarantee you that. As much as they want people to draft with it, they know that the vast majority of people are just going to open it for the singles, and it's going to be bulk sellers and whatever. So if they want to move these and get people opening them, they have to put value in it. If they want to put value in it while they're cramming in all these like rigged packs with double cards that are together, basically stacked packs that are predictable, theoretically and potentially, it's not guaranteed. They're just going to have to drop massive, like $10 to $30 bomb cards in it, and it's just got to be fetch lands. Oh, by the way, this partner mechanic is garbage, because if there's still 50-minute rounds and you're just spending all your time shuffling and shuffling and shuffling and shuffling and shuffling, Two-Headed Giant already takes longer to take a turn because there's 2 of you. You'll get 1 game in if you're lucky. I don't like this. I don't like auto fetches. I don't like synergy that fetches itself. It's too easy to get the combo off. And honestly, the 2 cards that they already showed us are overpowered just a little bit. I mean, you could dominate the game with just those 2 cards. And then the odds of like you running green and your partner running blue by the time that you open a pack and this is in it is just non-existent. So dead on arrival mechanic. They're making kids fight in an arena, which is already all kinds of fucked up. And everybody's just going to open this for whatever bomb cards they put in it. So welcome to Eternal Masters 2, I guess. And then the subtitle is, don't draft this. Oh, by the way, I think this next paragraph explains how it's not 5 and 8 anymore. I don't know. This is just stupid too. That's where we started, but what we quickly found is the draft was taking a while. You think? I mean, this whole format is a giant waste of time. People generally had plenty of extra playables and limited, and it added to the overall complexity of the experience. Also, people adding cards illegally helps too. Plus, we wanted it to be an easy thing to bring a friend to, and requiring fewer packs makes it easier for you folks to play over and over again. In other words, cheaper. So they're shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, it is nice. It's a pro-consumer move, I guess. But they're selling less product. But nobody's going to draft Two-Headed Giant anyway because that's idiotic. So, I mean, who cares? So as Magic designers, we asked ourselves a question. Could we get it down any further? We experimented and the answer was yes. I mean, you could just open 1 pack and play with it. Obviously, the answer is yes. It's just how shitty is the gameplay going to be? Anyway, we did a few things to the set to make sure that would be the case, and I'll get into the nitty-gritty process once preview season officially kicks off. But the short version is that we kicked out a number of the weaker power level cards normally at common that almost never make your draft deck, and also increase the number of common artifacts above the normal rate. Okay, that is very overdue and completely brilliant, okay? Anybody can draft colorless, and when the pack comes around for the fourth time or whatever, the commons are just crap you don't want, even if it is in your color. So at the end of the day, you can be like, okay, a sword, which I can't imagine that would have not been chosen, but just some equipment, some little pacification way where you're like, okay, I mean, maybe it'll be in my pool. It's not an automatic write-off where it's like a goblin, like a red goblin, and you're playing like blue-white. Additionally, the gameplay of Battlebond is very much traditional fundamental magic transposed into a two-headed giant environment. This means that you can absolutely fill your deck with straightforward cards, well-statted creatures. I don't think that's how you phrase it or spell it. Efficient flyers. I don't think that's how you spell flyers either, and so on, and have it turn out just fine instead of worrying about getting cut out of an archetype. What does that mean? And having a lot of your deck fall flat. Well, I guess, yeah, if you limit the number of packs, you could just get no synergy. It'd basically be Kamigawa. There are draft archetypes, but you don't need to go all in on them. Yes, people who go all flyers are assholes. People who go all control are assholes. People who go all 100% all in flood rush with 1 and 2 cost creatures only are assholes. So good, you won't get locked into the archetype of being an asshole. Since we tweaked how we designed the set to get the format to work, this isn't a change for all two-headed giant play going forward. In other words, they designed the set like shit and then had to change the rules around it because it was designed so poorly. Battlebond was uniquely built for the format. They literally just said the format was altered specifically for how Battlebond was built. They said the exact opposite and then said the exact opposite. Wonderful. Additionally, if your play group wants to play using more packs, you absolutely can. No, you can't. We're not going to allow it. Don't you dare open another pack, you bastard. Use the amount we specified, you uncivilized apes. You want another pack? Go back to Yu-Gi-Oh, you heathen. They didn't write that, by the way. I added that. So they say we recommend 4 per team for draft and 6 per team for sealed. There is no way in hell you're going to get away with 6 packs. I don't think you can build 2 40-card decks out of 6 packs. Like, maybe with 5 color. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. 6 packs, might I remind you, is what you get in your pre-release kit, okay? And usually after you're done sorting by colors, there's 3 not so playable colors, or at least 2 that are just absolutely not going to happen. So what you do now is you open 6 per team and hand your partner the garbage that's left over after you built something actually good. 6 isn't enough, and they are being just moronic if they think it is. Now, they did say that they kind of rigged the boosters, some cards go together, a lot are colorless, whatever, but 6 isn't enough. And you want to know what tops it all off? No fat pack for this set. So you actually cannot technically do a fat pack challenge, but then again, who wants the lands from them anyway? You could just buy 10 packs, but that's an expensive draft. This whole set is just like, it's just a bad idea. When they said, hey, what's popular? What do people actually do? You know, they like Commander, let's make a Commander thing. Oh, they like this, let's do that. You know, Commander Anthology, okay, cool. Oh, people like drafting, I guess, let's do a draft set. Hey, people like Two-Headed Giant. And then halfway through trying to make this into a thing and bending the rules and changing it and redoing the math and altering the packs and tweaking the things so the cards come together, it still sounds like a complete pain in the ass. So I think this set's going to be a dumpster fire, but they're going to put so much money into it from a reprint standpoint and so many unique cards for Commander that we've never seen before that it actually is going to sell pretty well, but I think almost nobody's going to draft with it. And with the sealed pool, you got to bump it up to just 8 minimum. To get 4 playable colors out of some packs, you need to open 8. Trust me. So by the way, that would be a $32 draft or event or just anything, whatever. So, okay, 15 a person, 16 a person, but that's before any kind of prize support. So, yeah, you're probably looking at $20 a person. That's kind of expensive. But like I said, they're going to dump so much damn money into this, you might as well draft it because you could probably open $50 worth of cards. I mean, I guarantee they are going to put a mountain of money in this set. If they don't, and I think they know this at this point, it will be the worst selling set in all of Magic history. So watch for one of those two to happen, and I am going to be paying very close attention to the spoilers that are starting on May 22nd, because this is either going to be a disaster or only a disaster from a practical playability standpoint. Those are the two options. And the second case is like, okay, at least it's worth some money to open. So let me know your thoughts on this wonderful, the partner, the how you draft the two at a time, if you even will draft with it. And if you're like, wow, this sounds wonderful and it'll work great, then shut the hell up, you're wrong. I'm going to bed. Oh shit, I have to take a shower first. Damn it. At least they fixed my fucking shower finally. I can finally take a shower after 4 days. This whole week sucked. I'll see you guys next video.